from the Blue Cross Arena in downtown Rochester, New York. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship, where this evening the top seed, the RIT Tigers, host the Sacred Heart Pioneers. So glad you're with us here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. My name is Gene Battaglia, along with John DiTullio. One game for it all. At stake, a berth to the NCAA tournament. And, John, it's very fitting. These are the two best teams in Atlantic hockey.
There's no question. It's going to be electric here tonight. And one of these schools is going to make history. Neither the Tigers nor the Pioneers have ever been to the NCAA tournament. One of them tonight will punch their ticket.
Sacred Heart getting here thanks to a 2-1 win over Air Force. The Tigers getting here thanks to a 4-0 win over Canisius in yesterday's semifinals. For Sacred Heart, this is new for them getting to the final. And, John, they have made a big change this year as far as Nick Johnson, their team's leading scorer.
He began, well, most of his career he's been a center. They moved him to wing, and voila, he has become a scoring machine. Look at his numbers, 27 goals, 25 assists, 15 points. Anchors one of the best lines, not only in Atlantic hockey, but the entire country.
Dave Jarman with 35 assists. He centers that line, and really one matchup you expect to see this evening, John. Dan Ringwald and Chris Tanev, the best defensive pairing for RIT on Johnson's line.
It's such a great matchup. One of the keys tonight when you look at Knowlton, Jarman, and Johnson against Tanev and Ringwald, RIT will find a way to slow down that line. That's one of the keys tonight for this game.
If you're new to watching RIT hockey, they rotate four lines pretty even. But one guy who does it both ways, both offensively and defensively, is their leading scorer, Cameron Burt.
And if he weighs 150 pounds, it's a miracle. Not only can he skate, the guy can lay the lumber. He's a playmaker, and he loves to hit. Emotional leader, leading goal scorer. Number 18 is a guy to watch tonight. He's had a sensational sophomore season, playmaker, but it's the emotion he brings, and the lumber is outstanding.
Well, the Tigers tonight, they have won 2 national championships in their history, but never even gotten there at the D1 level. For the Tigers and for the Pioneers tonight, John, what do you see as some of the keys in order to win this game?
Well, let's start with RIT. They got to play fast, and they're going to play quick, and they're going to come out very, very aggressive. They're going to have to pepper the freshman goalie, Steven Legato. That is a key tonight. On the other hand, the Pioneers, although they feature 2 great lines, they're going to want to slow it down. They're going to play a conservative style. They're going to trap. They're going to try to slow RIT down, keep this game close, and it's a cliche, but try to steal it in the third period.
The puck will drop next. It's the championship game of Atlantic hockey. RIT and Sacred Heart here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. The RIT corner crew out in full force tonight. One game for the championship. Sacred Heart against RIT. Johnny, this is the way you want it.
It's electric. It's come down to this. One of these two teams will pull a first. They try to punch their tickets to the NCAA tournament. Got a couple of bands tonight to go on top of a great crowd. It's electric, Gino.
As the RIT Tigers here in the home whites with Sacred Heart and the visiting Reds. Sacred Heart, the number 2 seed. And there you see the freshman Steven Legato taking the job in the first month. And there you see that sparkling 3 goals against average. That's second in Atlantic hockey.
He's going to have to play great tonight. 32 saves last night against Air Force. And he has to be as good tonight. If Sacred Heart's going to win, Legato's got to play great. Jared DeMichael, 6th shutout of the season. Yesterday, 20 saves, goals against average, just slightly over 2. He's been outstanding from start to finish.
As the Tigers here in their own end, Dan Ringwald over to Murphy on the right side. Sean Murphy back in the lineup this weekend. And over into the near corner, Jeff Smith laying the lumber, and out towards center ice this goes. Here's an opportunity. Johnson, the backhander, going wide, and the net comes off the magnets. John, that's the one player you don't want to have the puck of your RIT.
They got to try to slow him down. In fact, that line of Johnson, Jarman, and Knowlton, and you've got Boisvert, Delong, and Janda, 2 great lines. You know, most teams have 1 great line. They've got 2. Johnson, certainly their best player.
Here you see another look. Nick Johnson, of course, the new head coach in his first year, C.J. Maritolo, got hired 3 weeks before the season started for the Pioneers, and he was the guy that said, you know what, Nick, I have an idea. Why don't we put you on the wing this year? And the results, well, he's the league's leading goal scorer. As the quick shot on Jared DeMichael, he'll hold on for the faceoff.
This is what Sacred Heart will do. They want to slow it down. They want to trap. But when they have opportunities like Johnson had, take it. If they can get a rush and get an odd man rush, they'll do it. But most of the time, they will just dump it in, slow it down, try to negate RIT's speed and quickness, and keep this game down. Keep it low scoring is what they want to do.
Puck behind the net. This is Janda. Backhander in front. The rebound off the post. And DeMichael will glove the save. Oh, what an opportunity there as Boisvert just missed.
Right there, Boisvert had a great rebound, and DeMichael made the initial save. Then watch him. Here he is, out in front. Delong didn't get a good stick on it because he was right there on the doorstep, kind of fanned on it. And there you see Jared DeMichael coming up with a big save, number one.
Boisvert takes his time there, Johnny. Might have been able to get a little lift on it as Knowlton, who had the game winner last night, coming with just 43 seconds remaining in regulation. Sacred Heart over Air Force back out towards center ice. Do you think the Tigers, John, are at all disappointed at Sacred Heart and not Air Force?
No, you're talking with Brian Hills. No, he said, listen, everyone, they expected maybe to see Air Force, but they're not disappointed that it's Sacred Heart.
But as far as the Tigers, this breaks last night's win over Canisius 4-0, breaking a 5-game losing streak here at the downtown arena, the Blue Cross Arena. Just how big was it just to get over that semifinal hump?
There's no question, and they were a lot more comfortable this week than in years past coming down here. They were comfortable all week, relaxed last night, and certainly relaxed so far tonight going into this game.
As a delayed penalty coming up in RIT, getting Jared DeMichael off the ice. This will be against Sacred Heart. And our first power play opportunity of the evening will go to the Tigers. RIT last night, 3 of 8. Let's take another look. Hartley with the big hit there on Alex Stewart. Wow.
What we expected, hitting all night between these two teams.
And there you see the boarding call.
And it's the right call. And last night,
yeah, he is out of the game. David Berube, wow, the junior centers the third line.
Yep.
He is done for the night. Not even 2 minutes into this game, he gets the game misconduct and a 5-minute major.
Great. We're not even, the game's not even 2 minutes old. It's a big loss.
Let's take one more look here. 22 on the right.
Oh, no question.
Time of the Pioneers, penalty 148.
Nobody got hurt.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, looking at the RIT player, that's Tyler Mazie. He is still on the ice, slow to get up. And Mazie is a junior who is going to graduate early, so this is his final year with RIT. And he is coming over to the bench right now, and the Tiger fans applauding, but certainly concern on the face, and he's actually going to go over to the bench, not to the locker room. That's a good sign. Very
good sign. Of course, Mazie, a part of Favot and Brenner line. One of those spark plugs every time he's out on the ice. Brings a lot of energy.
Cameron Burt here to take the draw for the Tigers. 5 minutes the Tigers on the power play as Ringwald over the right side to Burt. Down low with Brenner in front. Centering pass. Ringwald shot in the kick saved by Legato into the near corner. The Tigers yesterday, 3 of 8 with a man advantage. Let's see if they can keep it going as Favot behind the net. Over to the near corner. Tigers keeping it in. Favot up high. Down low. Tanev. Tic-tac-toe and a goal! Tigers lead 1-0.
Well, you said it, Gino. Tic-tac-toe. They cycled it. Well executed. Tigers strike first. Take advantage of a big mistake by Sacred Heart.
And that just comes 28 seconds into the major penalty. The Tigers seizing control here. Let's take another look.
The power play has just been outstanding. In 14 straight games now, the Tigers have converted a power play, and there you see it, well executed.
Cameron Burt with his team-leading 15th goal on the power play for Burt. That's his 23rd point in the last 12 games. And the Tigers remain on the power play thanks to Dave Berube.
And they're hot, Gino. You said 3 for 8. Make it 4 for 9 now on the power play opportunities so far this weekend.
In the far corner, Ringwald gets checked by Loriason. Tigers looking just to keep it in the near corner. Same line out here, the first power play unit out for the Tigers. But the Pioneers will clear down the ice, and Sacred Heart will change up their PK unit. 4 minutes remaining in the major. Tigers with the early goal thanks to Cameron Burt. 1-0 RIT in the Atlantic Hockey Championship. Tigers bringing in, now they change up their power play unit. Sean Murphy joining the attack along with Chris Haltigan and Adam Hartley. Mazer looking to keep it in. Along the near boards.
Of the season scored by number 18, Cameron Burt.
And that's Cameron Burt to the crowd.
With the assist to number 6,
Hartley
Dan
at the
Ringwald.
point. Shot down low. Tanev and Ringwald with the assist on that power play goal.
Ringwald and Tanev, time of the Tigers power play goal, 2:16.
Mazer over to the right side. Mazer, high slot. Tigers continue. Here's a one-timer by Mazer wide of the net. Tigers just looking to keep it in. Now here's Greg Rodriguez, one of the starting defensemen. He will clear. 3 minutes remaining in the major, penalty to Berube. Another factor we haven't even talked about, John, how CJ Maritolo, who's he going to double up now? That's their third line center with Berube out of the game.
Well, you look how this game, I mean, it looked like Sacred Heart had a chance to strike first, Delong fans, and then you had Boisvert weak on his shot. Then you get the 5-minute major, and then the Tigers cash in. Just how things have changed here quickly over the last minute and a half.
2.5 remaining in the major. Scott Knowles up along the right side, gets held up. Tigers have to wait for him to come onside. Tanev now bringing it in. Tyler Brenner. Brenner gets checked along the near boards. Pioneers able to get it out of the zone. Right side. Now back to the high slot. And it's cleared down the ice as DeMichael will clear it all the way up. Jared DeMichael. And now it goes into the Sacred Heart end of the ice. Brenner with a forecheck on Rodriguez. Tigers keep it in. Mazer along the left side. Crisscross pass. Favot gets to it. 1:40 remaining in the major. Tigers leading 1-0. Mazer just missing in the slot. And the Pioneers an opportunity to clear. They'll bring it up the ice slowly. Down to 1.5 minutes. As behind the net, Mazer has it. Haltigan up along the near boards. Cross ice pass to Cameron Burt. Burt's got Murphy along in the center. They'll throw it back up. Now the Tigers will set up their power play. Haltigan down low. Backhander, one-timer. Legato making the save. Rebound in front. And it's cleared to the side as getting to it Mladenoff, and he'll clear.
Fantastic pass. Could have been quickly 2-zip, but Legato, nice save.
Stephen Legato, the freshman, has the pass on in, and Legato will hold on for the faceoff with 55 seconds remaining. Now, if Sacred Heart gets out of this major just down 1-0, that would actually be a little minor victory for them.
It is a minor victory. They can kill this off, down 1-zip, kind of settle into this hockey game a little bit, and then be down 1-0. It would be very, very big for the Pioneers.
Ringwald feeding it down low to Maisie. Good to see him back on the ice after he took that boarding call 4 minutes ago. Sacred Heart clearing it once again.
You want him, John?
As Tanev, the freshman, over to the near side with L'Oreilles in on defense. Hartley trying to keep it along the near side. And it's cleared all the way down the ice. So one last rush here for the Tigers with a man advantage. 25 seconds remaining. Ringwald behind his own net. Dan Ringwald, feed over to the right side. Drop pass, quick shot, and it's going to go off a stick and off the net. And we'll have a face-off coming up in the Sacred Heart end of the ice. 13:26 remaining here in the first. Tigers lead 1-0 behind Cameron Burt's goal. Got 15 seconds remaining in the major penalty to Berube.
Can't ask for a better start if you're RIT. Wanted to start fast, wanted to strike first, attack, get the benefit of the 5-minute major here. But as we said, you know, if the Pioneers can kill off the final seconds, it's big.
Cornacchia had a good look at it, but he puts it off the side of the net, and it's cleared, and that will pretty much do it. As we're back to even strength, so 1-0 our score. Has up the ice. Turnover at center. Johnson will feed on in behind the net. Mazer couldn't get it out. Pioneers keep it in. It's Johnson. Cross ice pass. And setting up down low is Jarman. Jarman now getting it in the near corner. He'll leave it there, but Mazer able to pick it up, and Sacred Heart instead will drop back and change lines. Haltigan to Mazer, and the Tigers feed a little too strong for Cornacchia. Icing, however, is waved off. As up along the near side, here's Delong. Delong behind the net. Still with control of the puck, leaving it back down low. Tigers can't get it out. Quick shot by Delong, and DeMichael making the save, clear behind the net. Good little look there for the Pioneers. Into the near corner this goes as Murphy with the puck, can't get it out. And DeLong keeping it in. Good shift here for DeLong, but Ringwald able to outmuscle him. And the puck around to the near corner. Puck in front, DeLong nearing the end of his shift. Will back off instead. We have a delayed icing. Or offside, rather, and the Tigers coming away with it. Here's Smith, but a good defensive play there by Stewart to break it up. And away come the Pioneers. Cameron Burt looking to dump it in behind the net. This goes. Murphy gets belted along the near boards and clear back down the ice. Opportunity here is Mladenoff taking it himself, but gets ridden out of the play. Tigers up the ice. Seems like both teams have settled in here,
yeah,
John, after those opening 2 minutes.
Well, I think Sacred Heart now has settled down. No question about it. Able to negate the last rush by the Tigers. But you can see how now they have settled into this hockey game, Sacred Heart.
Mazey's going to give it a chase, but Ferraro is there to get it out of the end. Up come the Pioneers. Quick shot by Yelovich. And holding on for the faceoff is Jared DeMichael. With 10:52 remaining in the first, Cameron Burt has given the Tigers a 1-0 lead. You're watching the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Network. .10:52 remaining in the first, and the Tigers leading Sacred Heart. The winner goes to the NCAA tournament this evening. First time for the Tigers that they have gotten to this position. First time for the Pioneers they've gotten to the championship game of Atlantic hockey. John, one thing we talked about, at least from the RIT standpoint, the ice is bigger here. How do you think that plays?
I think it favors their style. I mean, it gives them, they've got a lot of playmakers. They play an open style. If you got more room to maneuver, it favors them. Sacred Heart likes to play a trapping style. So this ice, this surface, all the room, certainly doesn't favor them. It would favor the Tigers.
Here's Hartley in the near corner for Knowles. Backhander, but Legato got a piece of it. And into the near corner this goes. Behind the net. Pioneers looking to get it out of their own end, and they'll bring it up the ice. Sacred Heart in the red uniforms, the Tigers in their white sweaters as they are the top seed in this tournament. Janda along the near side. He'll clear it on in, and Taylor McReynolds is going to give chase with Legato coming way out, but able to help out the Pioneers and back out towards center ice. That's Jarman. Backhander by Johnson in front of Michael making the save, and Janda will just stand right over him as Jared DeMichael plays it safe.
Plays it safe, covers up. It's been just Jared DeMichael, to me, has been the Tigers' most valuable player. He's been sensational, really, from the opening face-off this season.
A lot of fans coming down from Fairfield, John. It's a beautiful part of the country. Sacred Heart, of course, and
well, at least they got a good weekend to travel, weather-wise. It's been sensational here in the East.
Sacred Heart bringing their band, and if you've ever been to a college hockey game, that is really one neat element. You have the dueling bands, you have the both student sections. This really does have an NCAA atmosphere tonight.
The band makes all the difference, let's face it. You get two pep bands in here, tremendous.
Janda along the right side. Rodriguez there, and he'll hinge with his other defenseman, Ferraro. A little over 9 minutes remaining in the first. RIT with the 1-0 lead. Cleared on in. McLeod there. But Spivak gets to its first. Rodriguez able to keep it in for a second, but breaking out. Here's Janda. Quick shot, and Legato will hold on, and he does not give up a rebound.
Legato looked it right in. Had a beat on it the entire way. Just a freshman. Here on the break. Cubs saw it the whole time.
There you see another look right into the belly for Stephen Legato, the freshman from British Columbia. 91% of the time, he makes that save. That's his percentage. Cameron Burt to take the draw.
32 saves last night. This kid can play that good tonight. Look out.
As along the left side, here's Johnson, their leading scorer, centering it, but breaking it right up with Sean Murphy. He'll just get it out of there and play it safe. As now we have a penalty coming up, and it's going to go against the Tigers, so Sacred Heart with an opportunity here as Sean Murphy will head to the box.
Murphy goes to the box. I sense the pace now is certainly favoring Sacred Heart, the pace of this hockey game.
8:30 remaining in the first. Sean Murphy back in the lineup this weekend after getting injured in the regular season finale against Canisius. Steve Maddock out of the lineup tonight. He's scratched with a hip pointer. Johnson to take the draw, but the Tigers control and then Erik Warner.
2 minutes for charging. That's Murphy. 2 minutes for charging. Time of the Tigers penalty 11:30.
So there you hear Murphy with the charge, and for the RIT Tigers. Defensively, Tenev and Ringwald, along with Knowles and Alexin, that's their penalty kill unit out here. Feed up along the left side for Boisvert. Boisvert will dump it on in, and the Pioneers will set up their forecheck. Delong set a pretty decent game so far, but Alexin will clear it out of his own end. Now the quick feed up along the left side, and we get an offside call. Good idea for the Pioneers there, trying to catch RIT in a line change.
Yeah, it was a great play by Legato, but the offside's called. Tried to catch the Tigers napping.
We got 1:18 remaining in the Murphy penalty. 7:48 remaining here in this first period. Glad you're with us here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Up and down New York State, we understand, tonight. There's Mark Cornacchia here to take the draw, but controlled by Knowlton, who had the game winner yesterday against Air Force. Now the feed right up the middle of the ice. Saracino trying to break it up into the near corner. Now Loralson will keep it up. Batted away. Here's Taylor McReynolds. McReynolds has a chance. Instead, he opts to kill some time with Loralson coming on in. So Taylor McReynolds playing it safe.
Played it safe there, but when McReynolds is on the ice, he's fearless for the Tigers.
Opportunity in front. DeMichael making the save. Rebound, and DeMichael another pad save. Good position there. Saracino losing his skates, and the Pioneers still on the power play here. Quick shot, dump behind the net. The RIT fans here in attendance chanting defense as McReynolds trying to lift it, and down the ice it goes, just out of the reach of Johnson. So one last rush here for the Pioneers up along the left side. Delong behind the net. Can't get to it in time. Along the near boards it comes around. Ferraro is able to keep it in. 5 seconds remaining. The Tigers looking to clear, and it just does not go to the blue line. But the penalty expires. Sean Murphy out of the box. And we get a penalty right as Murphy steps out of the box. And this, let's see who this is on.
It looks like Delong against Knowles, right along the boards.
I believe they're both going to go off. We'll sort it out when we come back. 6:27 remaining here in the first. Tigers lead 1-0 here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net.
All right, Bill.
There you see Eric Delong in the box for tripping. However, it's a coincidental as Scott Knowles also in the penalty box. So we got 4-on-4. John, who does this favor?
Tigers, no question about it. More room to skate, favors RIT.
That's DeLong
for tripping.
RIT penalty on number 3, Scott Knowles. 2 minutes for embellishment. That's Knowles. 2 minutes for embellishment. Time of the penalties, 13:33.
It's a soccer, John? Embellishment.
Embellishment. Really? Flopping.
There's once upon a time for many of our older viewers that penalty didn't exist in hockey. As along the left side, Jarman can't keep it in. Maisie up along the far side to Hartley. Quick little wrister, rebound in front, just trickling wide. Johnson trying to get it out, but Haltigan will keep it in. Haltigan will dump it to the far side. The Tigers bring in Favot on the play. And 4-on-4, Maisie behind the net. Favot, that's where he likes to camp out. Along the side of the net, Rodriguez trying to ward off Favot. Favot walking in. Andrew Favot clearing it right through the crease. Nobody home on the other side. Now over the opposite side, Rodriguez, the backhander out. Not out of the zone. Quick shot on in, deflected wide of the net. Maisie might have steered that one wide himself. Now on the doorstep, fanning on it was Maisie. And just needing a clear here, Jarman gets it out and rolls it down the ice.
Well, the Tigers were persistent. Sacred Heart's got to get some bodies on some players. Tigers had a couple of good opportunities.
Brenner up along the far boards with 22 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. Legato another save there on Brenner. As Favot keeping it in. Now towards center ice this goes, and 10 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. DeMichael's going to watch that one go wide with Spivak. Pushing over the other side to Saracino. We're now 5-on-5 as Favot along the left side. Favot centering pass knocked down. Rebound clear to the side. Mitchell stretch with the good defense. Over to the Tigers, able to keep it in. In the far corner, Brenner. Behind the net to Favot. McReynolds joining the attack off the bench. Cleared out of the zone by Boisvert. And Sacred Heart will clear, and Sacred Heart will change lines behind the play with 4 minutes remaining here in this first period. Cameron Burt with the goal for the Tigers. His team leading 15th. RIT leading 1-0. Mark Cornacchia up along the near boards. Quick shot, and the save made. Holding on, Stephen Legato. 3:49 remaining in the Atlantic Hockey Championship. Tigers leading 1-0. This is the Time Warner Cable Sports Network. A Pioneer pep band belting out the tunes in section 103. RIT leading here 1-0.
Kind of a game we expected, Gino. Very, very tight, low scoring here so far late in the first.
This is the way RIT likes it, though. They yesterday led 2-0 over Canisius as a turnover. Janda, quick shot going wide of the net. Over to the near side. Tigers looking to keep it in. Ringwald will chop it toward the net. Morrison will clear it up along the left side. There's a centering pass from McLeod, a little too far. And we'll have a face-off coming up here outside the zone with 3:22 remaining in the first period. Scheduled to be joined by Patrick Knowlton of Sacred Heart during the first intermission, who had the game winner over Air Force yesterday. As there you see Stephen Legato.
They're trying to beat RIT just for the second time this season, went 1-3 versus the Tigers during the regular season.
Sacred Heart really flipped the switch in December. Nation high at the time. 12-game unbeaten streak that the Tigers actually snapped. That was back in February.
You know, over their last 23 games, they're 18-3-2. 2 losses to Air Force, 1 to RIT. They've been playing sensational hockey since mid-December.
Meanwhile, right now, who has the longest winning streak in Division I hockey? It's actually RIT. 9 games. That is the current high as puck going off the net. We'll have a face-off coming up with 2:51 remaining in the first.
And what's so impressive about the win streak, Gino, they've only allowed 12 goals during that 9-game winning streak. They have been stingy in giving up goals.
And that's been the difference this year, having Jared DeMichael step up from his junior year to his senior year and seize control of that position.
He's been sensational. He's been their MVP from start to finish so far.
Along the near side, as Jarman in the near corner. Centering pass out in front, knocked down as Knowlton had a good look. Tigers defense was right there as Knowles brings it up. Knowles crisscrossing with Tanev, quick wrister, and Legato makes the save, and he'll pounce on that rebound, and the face-off coming up in the Sacred Heart end of the ice.
What the Tigers want to do, pepper, try to get a rebound and try to capitalize. That time Legato coming up nicely.
Here you see number 3, Scott Knowles. Tyler Mazie, who took that boarding call early in the first, is back on the ice and okay. Quick little shot right off the face-off, but Legato was ready. So we'll do this all over again with Favot to take the draw for the RIT Tigers. This is Delong for Sacred Heart. Delong winning the draw in the near corner. He comes over to get it. Tigers, though, trying to keep it in. Gingera along the left side, centering it. Sacred Heart looking for that tying goal. Centering pass in front. And Alex Stewart was joining the attack, but they couldn't get it through to him. Breaking it up, Jared DeMichael. In their own end, Sacred Heart retreating as Stewart will feed it up along the left wing, but Saracino will push it back on in. Brenner will send it in behind the net. Going glass. Stewart back there for Sacred Heart. 1:50 remaining here in the first. Tigers with the 1-0 advantage coming on the power play. So the Tigers yesterday 3 of 8. Tonight 1 of 1 so far. With the man advantage. Boisvert trying to sidestep Halt again. Cannot. McReynolds comes over to help out. Sacred Heart along the left side. Cornacchia and Halt again on Mladenoff. And Janda coming up with it. Delayed penalty coming up here. Actually not a delayed penalty, just a slow whistle, as we are going to have a penalty coming up against RIT. That comes with 1:22 remaining. Taylor McReynolds, John, perhaps the most physical player on this Tiger team.
There's no question when he's out on the ice, he is fearless, likes to mix it up. Something is sure to happen when he's on the ice. There's no doubt about it. And now it's Sacred Heart, who I think had settled in after that opening 5-minute major early in the first. There you see McReynolds along the boards. And there you saw the call. Different angle here.
Let's see if we can see it from here. Just happened right after that.
2 minutes for roughing. That's McReynolds. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the Tigers.
So
penalty,
Sacred Heart right back in this game, 1-0. As well, the net gets lifted up and the puck kind of slides in the back door. Can't do that, John.
No. It's a no-no. Tigers penalty kill, 13th in the nation, 84.5%.
Jared DeMichael, the senior goaltender from Avon, Connecticut. Settling in as the draw one over to the left side. Ferraro in the high slot. Wind up, shot, rebound, Tanev clearing it to the side.
Great job by Tanev to get that puck out of there.
55 seconds remaining in the period. Tigers just want to get to the locker room leading 1-0. Knocked down. Here's the shot by Johnson, and that's knocked down by Ringwald, and it's cleared. Giving the Tigers an opportunity to change up a PK here. Under 40 seconds to go here in the first period. Jarman along the near side. Here's an opportunity. DeLong. Quick shot in the save made by DeMichael to the near side. Tigers just looking to clear. Janda gets held up. Saracino coming up the ice. Late rush for the Tigers. Short-handed. Saracino wind up a shot. Rebound in front. Saracino scores! Short-handed. The Tigers lead 2-0.
Boy, what a sequence. It looked like the Pioneers had a good chance to score down here. Unable to do it. They get the odd man rush, and then the short-handed goal right before the end of the first period.
Here you see Mark Cornacchia.
There's the save by Jared DeMichael, which then starts the rush the other way, Gene.
And you're going to see Saracino, who's a freshman, take his time, rebound in front, put back in, and actually give that to Cornacchia. Because Cornacchia was there to finish it off. Mark Cornacchia with another shorthanded goal.
This is what the Tigers thought they could do. Get rebounds off Legato, and that's what they've been able to do tonight.
With the assist to number 23,
wow,
Mike
is
Janda.
that a backbreaker or what?
No question,
Shorthanded
Gino.
goal.
2 mistakes by the Pioneers. They give up the shorthanded goal, and of course they took the 5-minute major early in the first.
RIT fans on their feet here in Rochester, New York. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship with the RIT Tigers after one leading 2-0. This is the Time Warner Cable Sports Network. Back at the Blue Cross Arena in downtown Rochester, New York. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship. RIT leading here 2-0. Gene Battaglia along with John DiTullio, the RIT Tigers here, John. They're in the championship game, but equally tough for them considering just their history here recently at the BCA just to get past Canisius to get to this final game.
I thought if the Tigers felt any pressure, it was in last night's game because they haven't played very well. So going into last game, if they're going to feel any kind of pressure, it had to be last night against Canisius because they have not won at the Blue Cross Arena. We look at the highlights from last night.
As the fans here, a good crowd yesterday afternoon. Jared DeMichael really kept them in here early on.
20 saves on the night. Now this was a no goal, which kept the game scoreless. It was the right call, good call. So early on, it's a scoreless game. And then you see Tyler Brenner, the sensational sophomore out in front, puts the Tigers on the board first. They never look back.
Tyler Brenner very fitting, too, considering the fact that, he missed 6 weeks early on in the season, and he is only a sophomore. Good things happening. 2-0, the Tigers would go up after one, and then just Jared DeMichael was fantastic.
Yeah, most of the time when you spot him a 2-0 lead, it's going to stand up because DeMichael is that good.
And you consider that Conacher is the leading scorer of Atlantic hockey, John, and that just remarkable. There you see Favot with the goal and just the shooter's touch. You can't leave him that wide open.
Right there, wide open net. It was the Tigers' night last night as they rolled away 4-0 win.
And made it 3-0 and then deflected in front. There you see Janda Mazer with a shot. And they end up giving it to Alan Mazer. Good to see the senior get the goal. 4-0, the final score. And the Tigers, you knew they were not going to look past Canisius.
And Wayne Wilson said afterwards it was a complete team effort for all 60 minutes. They competed for all 60 minutes. That's why they won.
And there you see the game summary there. The Tigers just very even, just like tonight after one, leading 2-0. And again, the defense, John, last 9 games for the Tigers, 12 goals.
It's called stingy, Gino. They're just not going to give up any goals. That's just the way they play. I think it was important defensively. They competed, and they snapped the 5-game losing streak. So they got that monkey off their back, so to speak, winning last night.
We've got highlights coming up next from the first period. After one, Tigers leading 2-0. This is the Time Warner Cable Sports Net.
Buffalo.
Tigers leading the Pioneers 2-0 after the first here. Downtown Rochester, New York, the Atlantic Hockey Championship. John DiTullio, I thought there were 2 big plays as we look at the highlights. You had the boarding, and then you had the shorthanded goal, and then the Tigers, they're in control.
This is the story of the first period, as you just mentioned. 2 minutes into the hockey game is where this whole game turned, certainly in favor of the Tigers.
As really early on, it was both goaltenders showing some good stuff there. You see Steven Legato making a save, and then Jared DeMichael on the other end. Legato another save on the Tigers, and then D-Mike's. Remember, Delong had a nice look there, John.
He did. They had a couple good looks. They fanned on a couple, and DeMichael came up with a couple of saves, and I thought they missed on a few rebound opportunities as well.
That was in the opening sequence. Leading scorer Nick Johnson with a nice backhand opportunity. Now there's the Hartley hit, and that's going to lead to a boarding call down the road here. As Berube, we're going to see in a second here, on the other side is going to take out Maisie. Watch that. Yep. Head first into the boards. That's 5 minutes and a game misconduct for David Berube.
We got a 5-minute major. It's the right call. And the Tigers were 3 for 8 last night. Cameron Burt on the doorstep, the sophomore, able to punch it in past Legato. Tigers strike first.
Wow, what a feed. You go Ringwald to Nev to Burt. Legato doesn't have any chance there.
Well, their power play has been on fire here the last few weeks, and that was, as you said during the broadcast, it was the bing bang bongo. I mean, it was just well executed playing ping pong, able to punch it in.
So now here's another save by Jared DeMichael. Nice big. This is what the transition, though, making that, and watch now bringing it up is Saracino.
Saracino gets the loot. There's the shot, and then the puck, batted again, not once, not twice, and then on the doorstep right there, it's the Tigers able to punch it in and grab a 2-0 lead.
Cornacchia from Saracino shorthanded, and that is a big, big goal indeed in the period. That comes at 19:41. Also give Janda an assist on that. So, John, a shorthanded goal with just,
watching that again,
29 seconds ago.
Watch this. You're going to get Saracino takes the first shot. Here's the first shot. Rebound out in front. Then you're going to get the second shot right. There's shot number 2. There's shot number 3. And then Cornacchia. So actually, 4 players, and Saracino touching it twice, 4 players touched the puck shorthanded.
Well, that's the question. Where's Sacred Heart getting back on defense there?
No excuses. Late in the first. Unbelievable.
As you hear the music, the band playing, the officials coming back on, we're ready for the second period for the Tigers. A good first period, 2-0. They lead over Sacred Heart. We head to the second here. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Start of the second as the Sacred Heart Pioneers a little bit of work to do, but at least they have a power play to start off with McReynolds in the box here for the next 38 seconds.
38 seconds to try to get something going here. Tigers dominating most of that first period, leading 2-0.
Out towards center ice, however, this comes as Jarman along the far side. By the way, little housekeeping note on that major penalty to Berube, which he also got a game misconduct. They changed it from boarding to hitting from behind.
It's got to play smarter. Got to stay out of the box, as Knowlton said during the intermission. The smarter hockey. Got to get a goal somehow, get back in it. 1 goal is all it's going to take. But they just got to play smarter.
Along the near side, Alexin. And we're back to even strength, so the Tigers have killed off another power play. There's a quick shot going wide of the net by Mladenoff. Tigers controlling. Murphy cherry picking. Oh, they tried to thread the needle to him, but Sacred Heart clearing it back in. Ringwald to the opposite side. Now feeding it up to Cameron Burt. Burt with Murphy charging down toward the net. Murphy in front, scores! Sean Murphy from Burt, and the Tigers go up 3-0.
Boy, Burt was waiting for Murphy. They were rated 2 with one another, and Horizon, he was right there. Right there with Murphy. Unable, though, to knock the puck away. You'll give credit to Burt with a great pass, and Murphy just beat Horizon to the puck and able to beat Legato. 3-0 Tigers.
They tried to do that the sequence before with Murphy, and Sacred Heart just not able to pick up on that. But Cameron Burt creating that whole opportunity, John.
He created it, but what bothers me watching that is Horizon's right there. He's right there. Watch this. Here's the pass. There's the Horizon. He's right there with him. I don't know if you ever saw the puck. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Scored by number 17,
Get us back to
Sean Murphy. With the assist to number 18, Cameron Burt. And number 24, Chris Haltigan. That's Murphy from Burt and Haltigan. Time of the Tigers' goal, 1:08.
You see Murphy first of this game, 5th of the season, as Saracino's shot goes wide behind the net, and Murphy picking it up behind the net. Now, Sacred Heart, they have to play with a little bit more desperation, John.
Well, they've got to change their entire game plan now. So now they got to try to do stuff that they're not comfortable doing, and which now could create more opportunities for the Tigers. We'll see how this unfolds, but there's a lot of time to go. We're just 1+ minute here into the second.
Favot to take the draw for RIT. Along the near boards, right in front of the Tigers bench. Brenner will clear it on in, and down the ice this goes. Spivak back for RIT. Daniel Spivak up along the near side. Puck bouncing, taken away by Boisvert. Boisvert trying to center it, and Spivak able to break the play up, but not with a high stick, and we'll have a face-off coming up in the RIT end of the ice with 17:54. And the one thing Sacred Heart could not afford was to give up a quick goal.
Quick goal. They did it to start the game. They do it to start the second. How about this? They give up a goal, the first 2 minutes of the opening period, first minute of the second, and the last minute of the first period. It's just been unfortunate, that kind of night for him.
Cameron Burt with 2 points tonight. The opening goal on the power play, and then the assist setting up Murphy, just throwing it on net. Murphy was right there to bang it home. Is now back in their own end. Rodriguez back out towards center, and the Tigers will dump it on in into the near corner. Maisie trying to forecheck. Behind the net this goes. Rodriguez up along the near side. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson crisscrossing, but Favot reading the play perfectly and bouncing it up to Knowles, and Knowles gets belted. Tigers will change up behind the play. We're 3 minutes into this second period. Tigers leading 2-0. Centering in front. Loralson couldn't connect. And up along the near side this comes. Hartley stepping a checker. Adam Hartley centering in front of Knowles. Now here's Alexin, the wrister, going wide. Hartley trying to walk in. Out of position is Legato, but good defense there by Janda to help this goaltender out. Over the left side, Hartley. Getting checked there by Stretch. Hartley able to keep the play going. Alexin coming down low to help out. Puck now into the near corner. Hartley can't get up. And we get a hand pass call. And the face-off coming up. 16:21 to go here in the second.
Well, it could have been forced. Legato was way out of position just moments ago. It seems to me Sacred Heart has been off. It's been off slightly from the opening face-off. Passing. We saw in the last goal, Horizon had his back to the puck. Have not been sharp.
Fourth line out now for the Pioneers is Yelovich taking the draw. Tigers coming away with it. Janda feeding McReynolds. Cornacchia is going to chase behind the net. The Tigers also with their fourth line as Cornacchia is going to work, and now we get a whistle. And we get another hand pass. Puts just out of the zone. Of course, the winner of this game going to the NCAA tournament, and tomorrow, John, 11:30 a.m. the selection show on ESPN2.
And the East region will be in either Worcester or Albany. So for either one of these teams, it won't be that far to go. I mean, it's certainly RIT going 3 hours down the thruway. You'll take that any day of the week.
Of course, the Frozen Four this year and on the big football field. Last year, the NCAA bracket for men ended in Detroit at Ford Field, and this year it's going to be the Frozen Four at Ford Field. That's the second weekend in April. Is Janda pushing it into McReynolds. Now back out and down the ice this goes as Tanev will chase back after it. Sacred Heart will change up a couple of their skaters on the fly. Now Cameron Burt's going to chase it on in himself as RIT using this opportunity to change lines. Tigers trying to keep it in, but up along the near side is Gordon. Matt Gordon with his head up. Centering pass out in front, knocked down. Good defensive play by Saracino. And we get a whistle, and it's going to be a penalty coming up on RIT. So Saracino knocking that play down, but going on over, you're going to see Jeff Smith, number 21, with the penalty. See if we can pick this up, John.
Got to look at it here again. Behind the play.
There it is, right at the time. Yep,
there it is.
Yep.
Good call with the stick.
I don't believe that was intentional. It just had the stick a little wayward there, if you will.
2 minutes for hooking. That's
so Sacred Heart with an opportunity to get back into this game, but Tanev blocking that shot. Over along the far boards. Calling for it up top is Ferraro. Now to the left side. Jarman. Ferraro will keep it in at the line and feed it back down low. Thrown back up top. Here's Johnson at the point. Quick wrister to Michael making the save, and the rebound going to their corner, and Ringwald gets it out of the zone and clears.
Textbook save. Ringwald, textbook to clear the puck. Excellent execution by the Tigers.
Down to 1:20 remaining in the Smith penalty.
And Sacred Heart 0 for 3 on the power play tonight, Gino.
On the right side, here's Jarman. Jarman showing some speed, trying to get around Saracino. But picking it up is McReynolds, and McReynolds will bring it up the ice. Taylor McReynolds taking his time. Tigers already have one shorthanded goal with this man at the puck, Cornacchia. His third of the year, Janda able to take it away. Here's Mladenoff. With 50 seconds remaining in the Pioneer power play. Feed down low. Ringwald tying up his man. Ringwald cannot clear, all alone in front, centering pass as Stretch was right alone on the doorstep, couldn't connect. Big wind up by, going off the face of DeMichael was the shot by Loralson, and it's clear.
Jared takes the mask off. I don't know if he's shaken up. He did take it right off the mask.
As we take a look at Jared DeMichael, and looks like one of the straps on the back of his helmet, he's adjusting everything. I think making sure he just has all the marbles there, John.
Boy, he took it off the mask. Bullet winding up is Loralson.
Oh, you can see, yeah, you can see the screen. Gingerra sending it up right in front, so. Ooh.
Wow. Well, Jared's all right, he's tough. Shakes it off. I like it.
Tigers still shorthanded for the next 20 seconds. We get an offside call against Sacred Heart. Face-off coming out of the RIT end. 3-0 Tigers leading. Doing it every which way. A power play shorthanded, and here in the second, an even strength goal coming from Sean Murphy.
Can't ask so far for a better weekend. They've outscored their opponent 7-0. They've played fantastic hockey last night, playing well again here tonight.
Rodriguez with the shot, and DeMichael will stick that one to the side, goes off the net. We'll have a face-off coming up with 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jeff Smith. You see Chris Tenev, number 8, on the ice, and Jared DeMichael.
Michael recorded a 6 shutout last night. The way he's playing tonight, being number 7.
Ferraro's shot goes wide, kept in by Ferraro, and his shot, rebound in front. Loralson feet in front, and nobody got a hand on it. Penalty has expired. Out of the zone this comes, and Alexin, Brent Alexin. He had a man coming Smith out of the box. Smith getting held up there, but let's see, we get a whistle here. What do we have here, John?
Looking to see the call. Assistant coach Brian Hills was looking for a penalty, but not quite sure what they called.
Might be actually icing on the play there, John, because the penalty had expired. If Alexin holds up on that for another second, he might have been able to hit Smith out of the box.
Yeah, I don't know if he realized Smith was coming out, had him on a breakaway.
Feed over to the opposite side, so behind the net. On the left side, here's Brown feeding it down near corner. Delong with Gingerra. Delong behind the net. Ringwald defensively just trying to kick it to himself. Dan Ringwald will lead the attack up the ice. Long feed for Smith, just a little too strong, and sent back down, and Tenev back there for him.
You know, it's been quiet tonight, Gino. It's been Nick Johnson. And they've really negated Nick Johnson. Since the opening shot, the early moments of the game, they've really negated him so far.
Right on cue, Johnson trying to chase Tenev behind the net, but he can't get to it. The Tigers able to get it on out. Here's Brenner up along the near side. And Sacred Heart looking to clear. You know, one thing the Tigers might have learned in the last weekend's play against UConn, John, they had a 3-0 lead in game 1 of that best of 3 against UConn, and they let it go.
Yep.
And, you know, after that, it seems like the Tigers, well, they've been perfect. Haven't allowed a goal since getting out of that game.
And that game would go to overtime. And even though they had 50-plus shots, I thought they were fortunate to get out of there with a win.
And so Michael makes a big save. As the shot going off. But I think the point being that you're not going to see the Tigers take the foot off the pedal tonight.
Not with what's at stake. What's at stake tonight?
11:32 remaining here in the second. RIT leading Sacred Heart 3-0. The Atlantic Hockey Championship here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Making the drive in from Connecticut.
Haven't had much to cheer about, though, so far tonight. They're hoping that changes very quickly.
Well, it just seems like they haven't had many scoring opportunities, and Jared DeMichael's been up for the task every time that they've had one.
He's been sharp tonight. I thought they had a couple opportunities early on in the first, but since that time, no.
Bringing it up the ice. Here's Delong. Shot! Oh, it goes off the post. I thought it went in.
He thought he did too.
Oh. Can't come closer than that. Sacred Heart has to be wondering, what do we have to do tonight? As the Tigers controlling the puck here.
It's a big-time move, though. Skates right to the center, fires it. I thought he was ready to put his stick up.
Quick feed up the ice, and goes all the way through to Legato, and Legato will hold on as after the whistle, Murphy.
He's lost his footing. No call.
As the faceoff will come up in the Sacred Heart end of the ice with 10:39 remaining. 3-0 the Tigers lead as we take another look here at the end.
Oh, wait. Thought he lost his foot. He took a little shot.
That's Greg Rodriguez with the little push there. Probably a smart no call, though.
And Murphy, good for Murphy. Mature thing to do, get up and skate back.
As Tenev along the left side, can't get it out, knocked down in front by Ringwald, and now it's cleared down the ice, and this will go for icing. 10:16 remaining here in the second. Tigers with the 3-0 lead. Burt, Cornacchia, and Murphy, the goal scorers tonight for the Tigers.
Tigers now, looking for 10 straight wins if they would win tonight. They don't allow goals, like you said, Gino. Last 2.5 games haven't allowed a goal.
Hartley winning the draw against Yelovich. And Ringwald, boy, Ringwald and Tenev have logged a lot of ice time here so far tonight. Corner crew chanting RIT, and we get an icing call, so the faceoff coming down to the Sacred Heart end nearly midway through this game. For the RIT program, John, it's just remarkable how far and how fast, really, the Tigers have gone.
Well, it's our 4th year in Division I to win the regular season title, or at least to share of it 3 times, but to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament, what a tribute to their administration, to their coach, and certainly their players. It would be outstanding in just their 4th year to be part of the NCAA tournament.
So we got a half a hockey game here to be played, though. We're under 10 to go here in the second. As Ringwald behind the net, up along the left side. Cornacchia bringing it himself. Mark Cornacchia held up Janda, leaving it behind for McReynolds, but the Pioneers charging up the ice. Along the right side, here's Ferraro. Quick shot, going right through. Rebound, chopped high into the air and going up over the glass and out of play. So we'll have a face-off coming up in the Tiger end with 9:27.
And Wayne Wilson and the staff, you got to have players if you're going to win. You got to have a good student body, but you got to win. You got to have players, and he's gone out and just recruited some dynamic offensive players who can skate. They've got, you're not going to find a team around the country who skates faster than RIT. That's for sure.
Face-off, Johnson on the ice. Keep an eye on him, number 15. Has on the season 27 goals. That is the most in Atlantic hockey, but tonight he's been silent, just the 1 shot on goal. Flicked out of down the ice. Here comes Jarman along the far boards, centering it to nobody. Kept in, though, by Rodriguez, who pinches a little bit on the play to keep it alive in the RIT end. Behind the net this goes. Jarman on the opposite side. Here's Johnson with Saracino right on him. Saracino playing the full body, and now Haltigan coming over to help out. Chris Haltigan will push it up to Brenner. Maisie will let this one go on through, and Legato will hold on for the face-off with 8:40 remaining here in the second period. RIT 3-0, and things starting to slow down here a little bit.
Well, look at that last possession. Tigers just smothered the puck, smothered it and cleared it. Didn't give the Pioneers a good opportunity at all. So now the Tigers up 3-0. When you got a defense like they do and a goalie, uphill battle for the Pioneers. Look at Saracino working along the boards. That's just work. constantly. Look at it, just grinding it out, outworking the Sacred Heart.
You get the idea that number 15, it's almost like his number 15 is in neon for the RIT defenders tonight.
Yeah, they're not going to let Nick Johnson get in the open ice. They haven't, other than the opening moments, I can't remember maybe a breakaway or a clear shot he's had.
Murphy throwing it behind the net. On the near side. Mind you, Sacred Heart playing a little short-handed with Berube getting the game misconduct not even 2 minutes into this game. As Cameron Burt losing the puck, coming away with it, Sacred Heart.
That's the last thing you wanted, how you wanted to start the hockey game. If you lose a player, 5-minute major is not the way in a championship game you want to start it.
2-on-1 for the Tigers. Smith scores! Jeff Smith with his second goal of the season. Couldn't come at a bigger time. The Tigers go up 4-0.
Well, he was patient. He lined up Legato. Lined him up. Went stick side. Force him.
Take a look at number 21 and the freshman burying that puck, going stick side.
And there's Rodriguez maybe with a chance to poke it away or to get down. He does neither. And able to beat then Legato, stick side.
Sacred Heart has called timeout here with 4-0, and this partisan RIT crowd here, I think they smell blood, John.
Oh, absolutely. I just didn't like that. Just Smith out racing the Pioneer player to the puck, and then he comes down, and Rodriguez is skating backwards. Doesn't really try to poke the puck away or to drop his body, maybe to try to block the shot. And then Legato, he lined him up. Looked like he had the angle, Legato, to stop it, but Smith able to find the back of the net.
There you see the RIT fans running around the lower bowl here at the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester.
The Pioneers just got an earful, too. A little too young to lose a shirt. There's a certain age limit you lose a shirt, not a 10.
Murphy and Burt would be assists. How about Cameron Burt, 3 points tonight?
Phenomenal player. Cameron Burt, if you haven't watched him, watch number 18. He plays with so much energy, doesn't weigh a whole lot. One of those dual-type players, loves to hit, but he's a great playmaker, too. Always around the puck.
Partly to take the draw against Mladenoff, and here's the goal call.
Scored by number 21, Jeff Smith. With the assist to number 17, Sean Murphy. And number 18, Cameron Burt. That's Smith from Murphy and Burt. Time of the Tigers' goal, 12:04.
Spivak shot and a save. And Legato holding on. 7:31 remaining here in the second. 4-0 RIT. 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second.
Luckily he held on because Knowles was on the doorstep.
We step aside. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Network.
Folks.
RIT fans showing their colors here tonight. The Tiger Paws, and there you see the big corner crew here tonight.
Packed in the Blue Cross Arena.
Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Quick shot into Michael, making the save on Mike Rosada. Anthony Yelovich was coming down, but DeMichael playing it safe. We'll take another look there, and no rebound there for Yelovich.
And DeMichael saying something to the official. Had a beat. He's been solid. He's been steady all night. Been in that zone. Tough to beat him.
Rosada took a little slide at his glove there after the whistle. Michael took exception to it. Yelovich getting booted out of the face-off circle, so this will be both there. Winning the draw, though, is Cornacchia behind the net. Into the near corner. Tigers leading 4-0. Atlantic Hockey Championship. In front, shot, saved DeMichael, rebound right in front. DeMichael putting his glove on it momentarily. Yelovich now taking it away into the near corner. Boisvert with Cornacchia checking him. Boisvert able to muscle his way down behind the net. And Sacred Heart showing at least some heart here, no pun intended, as now Tigers able to flip it out and down the ice. And that's going to roll ever so softly to have icing waved off as McReynolds charging right down the ice. The stretch right on him. Into the near corner this goes. Over to the left side, Holt again. Here's an opportunity coming on in. DeMichael making the save on Nick Johnson.
One of the few breakaways the Pioneers have had. DeMichael all over it. Knocks it down, covers it up. Been that kind of night for Sacred Heart.
The man you want to have it, and DeMichael played that one perfectly.
Saracino able just to poke at him a little bit, so it wasn't able to get that much on it, but Jared DeMichael doing what he's done best all season long, making saves.
6:20 remaining here in the first, or make that the second period. Tigers leading 4-0. As Brenner's going to chase it down. In their corner. Behind the net. Brenner along with Favot along the near side. Spivak keeping it in around to the near corner. Rodriguez chasing it over to the far corner. And Boisvert with Rodriguez. And we get the whistle and a stoppage of play. With 5:36 remaining, Tigers leading 4-0. Fifth goal here, John. What would happen? That would be it, right?
Well, right now, the way DeMichael's playing and the way the Tigers defensively are playing, 4-goal lead looks pretty secure. I know there's still 5+ minutes to go in the second, but Pioneers haven't had many opportunities, though. That's been the problem. Just a handful.
Nick Johnson with Brown. Taken away, though. Here's Burt. Burt at the point, bringing it wide. He's going to wait for some help. Murphy in the near corner. Jeff Smith. Boy, the last goal. Boy, this line has been everywhere tonight. Smith in the near corner. Over to Murphy. Murphy at the point. Quick shot, knocked down. And taken away is Stewart, and Stewart's going to bring it up. Here's Johnson. Down the ice is Tanev in the near corner. Long outlet pass for Smith, and just get some play here at center ice. Here's Johnson, quick little wrister, and DeMichael making the blocker save. Deflected into the near corner. Alexin charging up the ice, and along the near side, Cameron Burt will dump it on in, and this will allow a line change for RIT. Under 4.5 minutes to go here in the second, is Scott Knowles looking to take it away. Hartley in there as well. Deflected over the blue line, and Sacred Heart will bring it up the ice. Into the near side, Gordon. Matt Gordon, the assistant captain, trying to dig it out. He's got Yelovich behind the net. You heard Rodriguez batting the stick, but Hartley coming away with it. Tigers have a 2-on-1 if they hustle, but Sacred Heart getting back. As here's a quick shot, making the save. Legato into the near corner. Play continuing on. Nice little check there, and Mazer sidestepping one himself. Rodriguez can't get it out of the zone. Mazer. Nice physical play there.
They've been physical all night, the Tigers. More physical than I think Sacred Heart has been.
Shot just going wide of the net, and Tigers will change lines. Their fourth line out now is Mark Cornacchia, one of the goal scorers tonight. That was a shorthanded goal in the first. In front to Janda. Janda. Quick little wrister is going to float wide of the net. Along the near side, Janda keeping it on in. Goes off the glass, and down the ice this goes. 3 minutes remaining in the second. McReynolds, big windup. Glass going wide, rebound right in front. Oh, and Brenner, just a second late there. 2:54 remaining here in the second period. The Tigers leading Sacred Heart 4-0. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. It's just with all the kids taking their shirts off tonight.
Let me tell you, as a parent, I don't like seeing that stuff. I don't want my kid with his shirt off there. I'm not into it, Gino.
There you see the
not into it, buddy.
Big RIT continue. Well, everybody's having a lot of fun here tonight.
I don't care. You get a shirt on him, you catch a little, you may get sick. I don't need that.
Well, tonight, boy, you know who's got to be sick? C.J. Maratolo. Your Sacred Heart Pioneers all year played so well, but this has not been their night.
They just haven't played smart, and this doesn't happen that often when they get outworked. I think they've been outworked tonight by RIT. That doesn't happen very often. Not too many teams are going to outwork Sacred Heart.
There's Brenner in the far corner. Gets checked. No call on that play as Favot along the near side. Now the outlet pass. Sacred Heart, you figure, if they have any shot in this game to get back into this, it's obvious they need a goal here before you head to the third.
There's no question. Going down 3 to the third gives them a shot, but I think they haven't had too many opportunities. That's been the problem.
Backhander and a good defensive play there, and a penalty coming up against Sacred Heart. It's going to be a high stick. Here's now Ringwald. Tic-tac-toe in front. Oh, and just wide. Oh, the Tigers might have gotten a little too cute on that play. Sacred Heart touching it, and the Tigers will be back on the power play with 1:39 remaining here in the second.
There you go, another mistake. And the Tigers had a good opportunity to cash in again, but now they'll be on the power play for the next 1:39 here in the second.
Well, you can see Cameron Burt with a big smile there. Let's see if we can take another look at it, and certainly Janda gets his stick up high there. Fairly obvious call. Tigers have a power play goal tonight. That came early on in the first. Cameron Burt. Burt, by the way, 3 points tonight. That ties an Atlantic Hockey Finals record. He shares it, though, with 5 other men.
2 minutes for high sticking. That's Janda. 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of Pioneers.
In the slot.
18-21.
Brenner up high to Ringwald. Down low. Pass to Burt right in front. Now here's Ringwald, one-timer going wide of the net. And the shot kept in by Tanev. Can't clear. Chris Tanev will give it back to Favot. Tigers will cycle it around. Under 1:30 to go, and the penalty to Janda. Tanev. 1 minute remaining in the period. Tigers looking here for the knockout punch in the second as Ringwald down low scores! The Tigers score 5-0.
What a pass. What a pass, Gino. Textbook. Textbook power play. Textbook passing. It's been that kind of night. All Tigers.
Tyler Brenner with his second goal this weekend, and you're going to see the Tigers, as you said, textbook, Johnny.
Burt to Ringwald to Brenner. How fitting is that? Boy, they just cycled it, worked it through, and there's...
And Burt, 4th point of the night for Cameron Burt. He's been outstanding. And for Tyler Brenner, that's his 12th goal of the year. Hartley. Now the shot, Legato making the save. And the wheels are coming off for Sacred Heart.
With the assistant number 18, Cameron Burt.
The Tigers will not be denied.
And number 6, Dan
that kind of year
Ringwald.
for them.
That's Brenner from Burt and Ringwald. Time of the Tigers' power play goal, 19:04.
You heard Brenner from Ringwald and Burt. And you trace that back to Janjera's high stick and another mistake by Sacred Heart.
There's no question. It's just been mistake after mistake tonight by the Pioneers. You can't do that in any game, more or less, well, you know, when a championship game with a berth for the tournament on the line.
Pioneers trying to get something going late as Knowlton behind the net. Johnson can't get hold of it, and Hartley coming up with it in the near corner. 10 seconds remaining in the period, and the Tigers will just play this safe as Hartley will skate around. And you're going to hear the fans give a real big cheer. Right now, they stand on their feet as the RIT Tigers are 20 minutes away. RIT leading here 5-0 after 2 in the Atlantic Hockey Championship. This is the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. After 2, the RIT Tigers in control. 5-0, they lead Sacred Heart here in the Atlantic Hockey Championship game. Gene Battaglia along with John DiTullio. At ice level is the captain, Dan Ringwald. Dan, you are 20 minutes away. Everything you've worked for in your collegiate career, you're that close. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, obviously we're a little bit excited right now. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves because we know Sacred Hearts, they're going to work hard right to the end, and they've shown that for the first 40 minutes. I don't think this is a 5-0 game. We've been fortunate to make some good shots and with some good finish, but it's been a lot closer game than that, and we know they're going to bring it in the third.
You know, Dan, you guys been on a mission all year, but to come down here at the Blue Cross Arena, where you had a 5-game losing streak until last night, to play the way you guys have played the last 2 nights, talk about how relaxed that you guys seem to be, not only last night, but tonight as well.
I think last night we were a little bit shaky the first shift, but once we settled into the game, our play started to take over, and we played one of the better games of our season. So tonight, I think we've struggled in a few areas, but our finish, like I said, has been there. So we're up by 5 right now. We're just looking to continue to do the right things, play smart for the last 20. We know they're going to blow out guys and look to get their D in the offense. So we got to be smart and play defensively and put the team first.
Your team has come down the stretch here playing great hockey, Dan. Right now in Division I, 9 straight victories. That's the most right now in D1. What has it been? What's been the difference this year for the Tigers, do you think?
I think we had a healthy streak last year too of I think 15 games, but we've been playing our best hockey the last 2 months, like you said. I think the big difference is guys are putting the individual stuff behind them, putting the team first. Some of the leaders, the senior class, has learned from our experiences the last couple of years. We've struggled in this building and we've struggled in some big games. I think we've learned some lessons from it, and we try to apply it to this weekend, and I think we did so. We've done that so far last night and so far in today's game.
And I can remember back early in the year, you guys were 0-5, and I remember you called your team out saying, these are must-wins. You guys were playing Connecticut at home. These are must-wins. We need to get them, and from that point on, you guys have been nearly unbeatable.
Yeah, we've played great down the stretch. Like you said, we struggled in the first 5. I thought even in those first 5, we played well, just didn't get the results. And, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to learn how to win at the Division I level, and especially for young guys coming up. And I think we've learned gradually throughout the year, and hopefully we can apply those lessons in the third period and take care of business here and win the championship.
You mentioned the individual work as being one reason, but let's talk a little bit about your defensive pair there as Chris Tenev has really come around. What is it you see in Tenev's game? And, you know, he really is going to be a special one here at RIT. Would you not agree, Dan? Yeah,
Chris Tenev's definitely a player to watch, a real special player. Big, tall, skates well, amazing patience, and, you know, he just thinks the game at a higher level than most people. And he's been a pleasure to play with. I think we have similar styles and we complement each other well. So I enjoy playing with him, and hopefully we can take it as far as possible.
You know, Dan, this team has 2 great lines, and they've got a great player in Johnson. Has there been an emphasis tonight to really take him out of the game? Because other than the opportunity he had early on, he hasn't been heard from. Is that a focal point coming into tonight's game?
We're definitely aware of their top 2 lines. We know they have 2 of the best lines in the league, and their numbers definitely show it. We think we have more depth across our 4 lines, so if we can stay even or keep their first 2 lines in check, then our 3rd and 4th lines will take over the game. And that's kind of been our strategy, and so far it's worked.
Dan Ringwald with an assist on that last goal. Dan, thank you for your time, and good luck in the third period.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Captain Dan Ringwald of the RIT Tigers. Look at that, 5-0 after 2, the Atlantic Hockey Championship here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. We're at the second intermission. Tigers leading 5-0. Gene Battaglia along with John DeTullio. Tigers led 2-0 after one, and Sacred Heart started, actually, if you recall, on the power play to begin that second. Tigers quickly cut it off, and then right out of the gate, Cameron Burt leading the charge. He finds Murphy in front.
I mean, they opened the game scoring quickly, and they opened the second period. Murphy able to get in on the backside, able to beat Legato there. Great pass by Burt. They were setting this up. I thought Lorizon had his back to the puck, could have made a play, but had his back to the puck, didn't see the pass coming, and there's Murphy colliding with Legato for the goal.
Even strength. That comes just 1:08 into the third period. How about Jared DeMichael using every body part, including his face?
Look at that, getting down. Look at the block shot. I mean, look at McReynolds selling out, trying to block the shot. McReynolds taking it, or DeMichael taking it off the face mask.
That shot by Erik Delong. And DeMichael, you'll see him take the face mask off, but he'll be okay and continue on. Good news for the Tigers there. Jeff Smith, as we take one more look at it here, is that goes out DeLong off the goalpost.
He
there.
thought he had it. He was almost in scoring mode. He's ready to put his stick up.
In fact, I thought it actually went in, but there you clearly see it hits the post. And now, here is goal number 4, and it's going to be Jeff Smith getting his second goal of the season.
Look at Smith. This lines it up and able to go stick side there on Legato.
For Jeff Smith, that comes at 12:04 for Murphy and Burt.
I think it's kind of surprised Rodriguez. He's skating right with him there. Didn't try to poke at it, didn't drop his body to try to block a shot. That kind of sums up the night.
And there's the 5th goal, the power play, and Tyler Brenner, arms in the air. And you get the feeling, John, RIT fans are going to have their arms in the air here in 20 minutes.
Power play has just been sensational. Burt, Ringwald to Brenner. 3 really good players able to make it a 5-zip score.
We're ready for the third period. RIT leading 5-0. This is the Time Warner Cable Sports Net.
Yes.
The atmosphere here tonight at the Blue Cross Arena, 5-0 as, of course, the majority of fans here pulling for the hometown RIT Tigers. Gene Battaglia along with John DeTullio. John Catalano, our director this evening, as the team switched sides, as the corner crew, as they are on their feet the entire game chanting RIT. Tenev in the near corner with Ringwald. And we want to thank Dan Ringwald for giving up his time there. And, you know, he wasn't ready to start the celebration just yet.
Not yet. But, I mean, they have played incredible hockey. Not only tonight, but all weekend. I mean, 9-zip. If that's not a statement that they're not the best team in Atlantic hockey, I don't know what is. What else they got to do? I mean, they're ready for the NCAAs. It's been their mission all year. Is to get to the tournament.
As along the near side, Knowlton centering pass in front, just going wide of the net. And the rebound kept in, stretch going off the glass. So Sacred Heart still giving full effort here. As now the centering pass. And out of the zone this comes. Maisie. And we'll have a face-off coming back in the RIT end with 19:08 remaining. And now for the Tigers, you're just going to keep looking up at that clock, and it's like when you're in grade school, it's 2:55 in the afternoon, John.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like the clock's going backwards. Yeah. I'm with you there. I did that a lot back at school, that's for sure.
I think most of our viewers would know that, Johnny, if they know you. So
I'm not going to deny it, Gino.
It's all to
I won't do it.
No. Saracino to the opposite side. Alexin. Stewart riffing on it. Fans chanting RIT. Here's an opportunity, but Hartley whiffs on it himself. Behind the net this goes. Scott Knowles with the puck. Alexin back there as well. Sacred Heart coming away with it. And the Tigers will set up their defense. Cornacchia stepping onto the ice here. The long pass trying to feed it up to Gingera, but it goes all the way through to Jared DeMichael, who will hold on for the faceoff with 18-18 remaining.
Tigers, you know, we were talking earlier, Gino, before we came on the air, how they stayed downtown this year. Stayed at the the Radisson downtown. They approached it a little different than what they've done in years past. Thursday night after the banquet, they stayed Thursday night and Friday night in downtown, got off at campus, got rid of those distractions.
McReynolds, the backhander. Oh, and Legato gets a stick on it. Well, you may think, you know, you're still in the same city, but you're off campus, and it's a lot different when you get those distractions on campus.
There's no question.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it certainly has worked. Staying downtown rather than in their apartment or dorms.
Tigers taking their own time behind the net, and no reason to rush here as Mazer. The outlet pass, oh, nearly picked off there by Jarman. Had a good idea, just a second too late. Now the Tigers getting off the ice here. As McReynolds now will bring it into the zone himself. Taylor McReynolds a shot, and holding on, Stephen Legato for the faceoff.
McReynolds taking on 2-3 Pioneers to get the puck, almost scored.
For Legato, that's his 21st save of the evening. As we
Watch
take
McReynolds working there. Working, splits the defenders, still has the puck. He's got 3 guys on him. Almost scores.
Pioneers with the puck. Knowlton. Long pass for Jarman, a little too strong, and the Tigers will be back as Cameron Burt back out towards center ice. Feed up along the right side. Murphy faking the windup, will bring it in, puts on the brakes. Cameron Burt, 4 points on the evening. In the near corner, centering pass right to Murphy in the slot, shooting it wide. Great look there, but couldn't connect. Murphy behind the net. Back for Burt. Ringwald is up top, but Burt has it taken right away. And the Tiger defense will drop back as that's flicked all the way back to Jared DeMichael, who will keep the play alive. And why not? As Murphy will tap it in himself, and the Tigers will change lines here. 16:24 remaining. Halt again. With Saracino back behind the net. But keeping it in his boy there, and a goal. Pass out in front to Delong, so Erik Delong gets Sacred Heart on the board. It's 5-1.
He snuck in on the back side all by himself and able to just one-time it, or one-tap it, I should say, past Jared DeMichael. So Pioneers showing some heart, showing some fight here in the third. They strike.
Nice pass by Boisvert, and
Well, that was a sensational backhanded pass. Wow.
so really for the first time tonight, the Sacred Heart Band with an opportunity to cheer.
Erik Delong.
DeLong's 15th
With
of the
the
year.
assist to number 9, Erik Boisvert. That's Delong from Boisvert. Time of the Pioneers' goal, 3:48.
DeLong the near side, centering pass in front. Oh, and Hartley just missed. Adam Hartley right on the doorstep. All on the right side. And the Tigers will change up lines. There's Cornacchia along the near boards. Janda will dump it in behind the net. Legato, quick shot in. Here's an opportunity, left down low for Janda. Cornacchia, quick shot on front, rebound, and it's cleared away by Johnson. Johnson's feed too strong. That's going to go all the way down the ice. They wave off the icing. Round to the near side. Both teams changing some skaters. As now Mazer, Smith coming in. Smith's going to dump it in behind the net. Here's a quick windup. Shot behind the net. And now there's an opportunity for Sacred Heart. Cameron Burt. On the near side, centering pass, and Smith back out towards center ice.
You can see the sense of urgency on the part of the Pioneers.
On to the left side. Behind the net, Murphy. And coming away with it, Sacred Heart, Delong. As Favot. On the left side, stretch. And up the ice come the Pioneers. Looking for their second goal, but Jared DeMichael making the stick save. And Favot up the ice. Tigers bring it in. Andrew Favot overskates the puck. And coming away with it is Mladenoff. As McLeod just onside, feeding it down low, but the Tigers break it up defensively. Mladenoff on the side of the net, cleared in front. And Maisie coming up with it and will clear the zone. Pioneers still showing some fight here. Now the puck cleared to the far side. Tanev. Brenner. And Hartley up along the near side. Hartley's going to dump it on in. Tigers will change lines here with 13 minutes remaining.
Where was this energy in the first two periods by Sacred Heart? Playing a lot more energy than what they showed certainly in the first and second.
Well, we got an icing call here, so the faceoff coming all the way down to the Sacred Heart end to the right of Stephen Legato. Well, you go all the way back to the Berube penalty. That really set the tempo all night when Sacred Heart, not even 2 minutes into this game, loses their third line center, and on top of that, a major penalty they have to kill off, and they were not successful doing it.
Set the tone for the entire night. That's a good point. Right out of the gate, they're minus a player, and they got to try to kill off 5 minutes. Tigers able to strike first.
Hartley the shot, rebound in front is another save by Legato. And the Pioneers coming up the ice along the right side. Here's Johnson bringing it behind the net and holding on for the faceoff. Little pushing and shoving. We'll step aside. With 12:25 remaining, this is the Atlantic Hockey Championship. RIT leading 5-1 on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Welcome back to Rochester, New York, where the RIT Tigers here, 12:25 away from advancing. Sacred Heart showing some fight as they've scored a goal here in the third. The winner of this game getting the automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Of course, the difference for folks who don't know, there's only 16 invites for that, Johnny. That's it.
Well, that's it. And if you're the Tigers, let's say you go to the East and you're playing at Albany, you get a couple games there. You got a good opportunity to get to the Frozen Four, playing just 3 hours down the thruway.
That's right, 2 wins away from the Frozen Four.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it.
I mean, still going to win 2 games, but you're that close to home. You don't have to travel, say, way out west. I think it's important.
It's not to say, though,
assuming.
it's not to say, the way they seed it, though, is 1 through 16. It's not by region. So if they say RIT are the 15th seed, whoever, now it's the, whoever they deem as the 2nd seed. And
but you think if they're up, if they want, first of all, they want people to come.
Ooh, the hit by Janda. In front. Legato the save, and a rebound in front, and Legato. Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry about that.
A couple of things. I mean, they want people there, and they want to cut down on costs. Put them in Albany.
11:57 remaining. Tigers leading 5-1. You're watching the Atlantic Hockey Championship. RIT in control here on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. That is what parenting's all about, John, right there.
There you go. Shirts are on their lap. Oh, there are the kids. Are those the parents sitting there in front? Look at those kids. Hey, they're having a ball. They're having a ball.
Well, tonight, Tiger fans awaiting something disastrous would have to happen for RIT here. 5-1 our score as the shot going to the side of the net. The Tigers looking to advance their first Division I NCAA tournament in ice hockey. Along the near side, Tigers clearing it out. Cameron Burt, who Should be one of the 3 stars tonight, John, without a doubt.
I think for sure he'll be mentioned. He's had a great year, great game. He's been hot. This whole team, I mean, riding a 9-game win streak.
The longest in Division I, the RIT Tigers. And there you see the man, Wayne Wilson, tonight. Coach Wilson wearing his credential, too.
Efficient.
In front. Tigers with an opportunity. Backhander by Brenner, just going wide of the net. And the Tigers will drop off defensively as Janda bringing it out of the zone. Chipped ahead, but the Tigers coming back with him. Here's Brenner. Tyler Brenner, goal scorer tonight. Bringing it wide, centering pass in front. Mazer will keep it in and feed it along the far boards, wrapped around behind the net. In front, Favot, backhander in front. Legato batting that one out of the air into the near corner. Mazy, nobody on him. Feed in front, looking for Favot, just hops over his stick. And we got the delayed offside. Tigers have to drop back. Brown in his own end. Feeding along the right side, here's Johnson. Johnson feeding it down low to Jarman. Alexin and Spivak fighting for it. Wrapped around to the opposite side. Hartley trying to clear it, and down the ice this goes. Rolling very slowly, and they're going to wave off the icing. Now give the RIT Tigers a chance to change lines, as this is going to go all the way down the ice, right on goal, and coming down with Practic Knowlton chasing down. Jared Michael will hold on for the face-off with 10:06 remaining.
Well, the Pioneers playing, the effort's been a lot better here in the third, but basically just running out of time.
There you see the commissioner, Bob DiGregorio, getting everything all set here. Ringwald behind the net. We get a whistle. And then we'll have the face-off coming outside of the zone as a result. The captain, Dan Ringwald. John, go back to that story. You touched on it in between the periods, but Tigers started out the season 0-3. They were all out of conference, so no big deal. But then you go out to Air Force and you lose 2, one coming with 1 second remaining in overtime. 0-5, nobody's happy. Dan Ringwald steps up.
He steps up, and in the paper here in town, says he called his teammates out. These are must-wins. We have to win this weekend. It was back in Halloween weekend in Rochester, so we have to win both these games. They went out, and not only did they win, they outscored the Huskies 13-2 in sweeping the weekend series.
And that really put them on their way. Got back to 500 shortly thereafter, and the Tigers right now 9:38 away. And there's Dan Ringwald, his dad in attendance again tonight, wearing the number 6 jersey. Saw him before the game, very calm. There's now the shot going off the glass.
He's just steady. That's how you describe Ringwald. He's steady. Senior, meant so much to this program.
Along the left side. Boisvert, a little too strong, and a puck will come along the near boards. Not out of the zone, though. We got a penalty coming up here. And this is going to come with 9:09 remaining in this game. And it's going to go against Sacred Heart. So going over to the box, Savon Mladenoff.
Boy, they've been in the box an awful lot tonight.
The junior from Lakewood, Kansas. Not a good night for Kansas, John.
No, not at all. If you're a Jayhawk fan, ouch. Tigers 2 for 3 on the power play tonight.
Evan Mladenoff. 2 minutes for roughing. That's Mladenoff. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the Pioneers penalty, 10:51.
That might have just been a penalty of fatigue at this point. There you see Mladenoff. And now it's cleared down the ice. So DeMichael over there to hold it up. Dan Ringwald Over to Holt again. Shot going high off the glass. Cameron Burt along the far side. Feet up top. Mazer. Brister shot. Knocked down, I think, in front by Brenner. But Favot controlling it in the near corner. Throwing it back up top. Holt again. Cross ice pass to Mazer. Shot going high, but a little too high. Goes off the glass. And Burt controlling. Cameron Burt, nifty move. Wind up shot going off the side. And Legato didn't know where it was. Look behind him. Mazer. The Tigers continue to rotate this puck around with 50 seconds remaining in the penalty of Mladenoff. And Sacred Heart will clear. DeMichael leaving it behind the net for Alan Mazer. One of the seniors on this team. Along the near side to Holt again. One high off the glass. Hartley between his skates. It's held up. Tigers coming up with it. In front, Murphy holding it. Oh, quick shot going through traffic. And Murphy might have just waited a second too long. And the puck going up over the glass and out of play. 7:15 remaining in this game on the power play, 6 seconds remaining.
You know, you mentioned those seniors who come so close. Guys like Maddock, Lexon, and Ringwald, and Mazer. You know, now to finally taste the NCAA tournament.
All right, Murphy wanted to feed it in front to Holt again, but probably just should have shot that puck. Something for Coach Wayne Wilson in the film room this coming week. Cornacchia to take the draw. Up along the right side, Tenev, big windup. McReynolds getting checked along the near boards. Penalty has expired. We're back to even strength. Kept in by Ringwald. Ringwald sidestepping a check. Quick little wrister on in, knocked down in front, but McReynolds keeps the play alive. Janda shooting it toward the net, knocked down in front. Yelovich is going to be able to clear the zone. Ringwald back with it for the Tigers. Chris Tenev back there as well. Tenev named to the all-rookie team in Atlantic Hockey on Thursday night. Quick shot. Knocked down by Legato. Didn't know where it was. Looked behind him. Didn't know the puck was right in front of him. 6:31 remaining. 5-1 our score. Tigers in control. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Net. Fans in Rochester having some fun tonight with 6:29 remaining. Fans young and old tonight enjoying this game.
6+ minutes away.
And the countdown begins here. As Holt again feeding it up. Hartley along the near side and can't get to it. And the Pioneers I think if you look back for Sacred Heart tonight, John, it's just their mistakes. Every mistake RIT made them pay, whether it was the major penalty.
You know, Berube mistake early on. I mean, that just, to me, was a tone setter. The Tigers struck first and really never looked back. They seemed to grab control of the game. Right when Burt scored up 1-0, you just felt they were already in control of the game at that point.
Janda in the far corner. As the shot going wide of the net. Kept in, though, by Stewart. Feed knocked down in front. Here's Gingera, and he has it go back out towards center ice. Delong. Crowd here very quiet all of a sudden. It's like nobody wants to jinx anything.
I think they'll pick it up with about, what, 1-2 minutes to go? It's like the final countdown. You're right, it is almost too quiet right now.
There's now the hand pass, but Ringwald puts it in high over the net. Maisie in the far corner. Tyler Maisie. Quick little wrister, and Legato making the save. With 4:48 remaining here, and the Tigers leading 5-1. as we take another look. You know, when the Tigers won the regular season championship, and you know, it was handed out after a win over Canisius, the one thing that stuck out to me, they were handed the trophy, Dan Ringwald. They didn't skate around with it.
No. It was, okay, this is nice.
Handshake, that's it.
We want a different type of trophy, and they're going to get that tonight. And I think it'll be very exciting for them when they go home tonight. But tomorrow at 11:30, they're going to experience something they never experienced before when the brackets are released. I think that'll be exciting for Wayne and his kids tomorrow. Find out who they're playing and where they're going.
That's live on ESPN2 tomorrow, the NCAA selection show. That's cleared all the way down the ice. And that goes for icing. 4:10 remaining. Face-off coming back to the Tiger end of the ice.
But for the Tigers, this had to be their year. A senior goalie. You've got senior leaders with Maddock and Ringwald. It was set up. If they were ever going to do it, it was going to be this season. And it's been their goal, and they're 4+ minutes away from it.
And there's the biggest senior on the team right there, Jared DeMichael, making the save. If you saw his helmet real quick for folks who normally don't watch RIT hockey, yeah, that is a Hartford Whaler logo he's got on the back of his helmet. Can't see it from that angle, but but yeah, there we go. And of course,
wow.
You'd be like, he wouldn't remember. Sure he would. He's from Avon, Connecticut, which is a suburb of Hartford, and you talk to him about it. Can you imagine being a 10-year-old kid and they move your team out of town? How heartbreaking would that be?
You would be devastated. Sure.
Ringwald in the far corner. Of course, the Whalers now playing in Carolina.
Well, that's the thing that would make it even harder to stomach. They took your team out of Hartford and put it in Raleigh.
And they win a Stanley Cup after the fact.
How bad is that? It'd be different if you lost your team to a so-called hockey town. You lost it to Tobacco Road where they play college hoops. That's tough to swallow.
But Jared DeMichael's writing his own hockey history tonight, John. 3:39 to go here, and Tigers leading 5-1. And we've heard the public address announcer Rocky Prada reminding fans to remain in their seats because you're going to see something special. The trophy handed out. And some celebration coming up for sure. In front, Scott Knowles up the ice. 3:30 remaining. Knowles along the left wing is going to dump it on in, and Legato with Knowles chasing him right down. Corner crew not letting up on Steven Legato at all. So.
Legato, it's been a tough night, not only for Legato, the whole Pioneers team. Legato just a freshman. Tigers were hoping that maybe he kind of would crack on this big stage with a big crowd. Talking to the Tiger staff before the game.
Yelovich behind the net. Can't get it out. Alexin, big windup going wide of the net. And Legato, well, made the save momentarily. That puck came free, but we get the quick whistle, so we'll have the face-off coming up with 3:13 remaining here in the third. Tigers getting 2 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second. No, nothing so far in the third. Delong with the only goal for Sacred Heart coming here in period number 3. Face-off, controlled by the Pioneers up along the left side. Behind the net this goes. As Boisvert was back. Boisvert will give it up. Janda behind the net. Matt Janda looking like he wanted a backhand. Instead, will throw it back up top. Quick shot, does not get through. Rebound and behind the net. And Jared DeMichael will pick that one clean out of the air with 2:47 remaining. I think you're hearing the crowd more and more now, John, starting to get into this in anticipation.
I think the final couple minutes, it'll be raucous. They waited 4 years for this. They're finally going to get it.
Well, for our viewers tonight in Syracuse and Albany, I mean, in Syracuse, you obviously have the orange. In Albany, you have the Great Danes, and you have also, of course, Siena, the Saints. You know, As far as Division I appearances, this would be the first in the history of Rochester, New York.
It's history for the Flower City of Rochester. It's a good point. First Division I school. It's the only Division I sport in Rochester. So the Tigers making not only school history, but Rochester history.
A very special night for the city.
Well, you look at the whole state. It's Syracuse, Cornell, now RIT.
Smith in front, scores! Murphy! And now let the celebration begin. The Tigers go up 6-1.
The exclamation point. Bring on the tournament. Bring on the brackets. It's time to start partying.
The band playing on. The fans on their feet here in Rochester. That's the knockout punch. The Tigers go ahead 6-1. And this line tonight, John, we'll have to tally it up how many points they've been responsible for, but it's Smith to Murphy.
Both have just played well. It's really been that way all year. Everyone has been consistently good.
Band playing eye of the Tiger.
Domination. 10-1. They've outscored their opponents here in the tournament, in the semis and finals.
21, Jeff Smith.
So Murphy from Smith.
And number 18, Cameron Burt.
Oh, Cameron Burt again.
That's Murphy from Smith and Burt. Time of the Tigers' goal, 17:56.
Cameron Burt, the sophomore. 6 goals tonight for RIT. He's been part of 5 of them.
That's Burt. What a player. It's a dynamic player. Always around the puck.
In the biggest games, the best players perform in front, loose in front. There will be no pulling of the goalie tonight for Sacred Heart. Spivak on the right side. Now the fans, everybody on their feet here in Rochester. To Michael, behind the net. 1 minute remaining for the RIT Tigers. Maisie up along the near side. Tyler Maisie doing the work himself. Fed down the ice. Now here's Maisie with Ferraro on him. Maisie gets held up at the blue line. Fans chanting RIT. 40 seconds remaining. Trying to get it through to Favot, could not. And we get an offside call with 33 seconds remaining. John, last year the loss to Mercyhurst in the semifinals. The year before that, a 6-0 wipeout to Air Force. How far this program for RIT has come.
They've waited 4 years, certainly the last 2 years, how they were beaten badly by Air Force, the heartbreaking loss to Mercyhurst in the semis. To come out here the last 2 nights, snap a 5-game losing streak at the Blue Cross Arena and do it in their style. Good defense and goal scoring is what they're all about.
You saw the fans with the keys. That means warm up the bus. It's a tradition at RIT. Mazer shot in front. Cleared down the ice. 5 seconds to go. Celebrate RIT. Celebrate Rochester, New York. The Tigers, for the first time, are going to the NCAA tournament.
What a tribute to Wayne and his staff, to the players, to the school, to the administrators. Well-deserved, well-earned. Great job.
There you see Cameron Burt. 5 points tonight. Jared DeMichael allowing just the 1 goal. Boy, you want to talk about an all-around effort tonight.
From start to finish, from yesterday to today, the Tigers had a purpose. They played with a purpose. They deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. They've earned it.
Celebration we've never seen for the RIT Tigers. One of their home fans here tonight. We're going to keep it right here for the time being. Hear the student body coming from Think about this fine program, two national championships, one in D3, one in D2, and now D1.
Got a shot. Got a shot to add a Division I national championship. They'll find out who and where they're playing tomorrow, but it's been that kind of year for Wayne Wilson and his Tigers.
The Tigers, as their tradition, will come over to the corner crew and salute them momentarily after the handshake. And you got to give credit to the Sacred Heart Pioneers, an overtime win, knocking out the three-time defending champion Air Force Falcons. Sacred Heart tonight, tough loss.
A tough loss for the Pioneers. It just wasn't their night. Didn't play smart. Outworked, but does not diminish the kind of year they had. It was great.
We will be back with the trophy celebration coming up next. The RIT Tigers are going to the NCAA tournament. This is the Atlantic Hockey Championship on the Time Warner Cable Sports Network.
It's NCAA championship time. Get your tickets today. Go to ncaa.com/Frozen4.
The Tigers are going to the NCAA tournament. Your final score tonight in the Atlantic Hockey Championship game, 6-1 RIT. Your thoughts, John DeTullio?
I mean, just complete domination, not only last night, but tonight. Completely controlled this hockey game right from the opening moments. Well-deserved. This was a goal right from the get-go. Not only win the regular season title, but to win the conference tournament. Now they're off to the NCAA tournament.
It's now time for the trophy presentation. We send it downstairs to public address announcer Rocky Parada.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, direct your attention to center ice as Commissioner Bob DiGregorio will be presenting this evening's awards. First, we'd like to name the 2010 Atlantic Hockey All-Tournament team. At forward, junior from Sacred Heart, Patrick Knowlton. Another forward, a sophomore from RIT, Cameron Burt. The final forward, a sophomore from RIT, Tyler Brenner. At defense, freshman from RIT, Chris Tanev. Also at defense, a senior from RIT, Dan Ringwald. And finally, the senior goalie from RIT, Jared DeMichael. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 2010 Atlantic Hockey Tournament Most Valuable Player. From the RIT Tigers, Cameron Burt. And now at this time, we'd like the captains from Sacred Heart to come forward to receive the 2010 Atlantic Hockey Tournament Runners-Up Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Sacred Heart for their great season and an outstanding run in the tournament. And now presenting the 2010 Atlantic Hockey Tournament Trophy, sponsored by the B2 Networks. Please welcome Bruce Levine, Senior Vice President for Sports Programming. And now, would the captains from RIT come forward to receive the 2010 Atlantic Hockey Tournament Championship Trophy. RIT will represent Atlantic Hockey in the upcoming 2010 NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey Championship. To see where RIT will be playing next weekend, the NCAA Division I Men's Ice Hockey Selection Show will air on ESPN2 at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. See the team photo, and the RIT Tigers get it done, their 10th consecutive victory, and the season's not over.
It's not over yet. They finally, after 4 years, are off to the NCAA tournament, proving they're the best team all regular season, really all season long, proving it this weekend, outscoring their opponents 10-1.
The RIT Tigers will learn tomorrow, 11:30 in the morning, the ESPN2 selection show. John, does it matter where the Tigers go? Or?
Well, I think it does. I mean, they're going to be in the East, let's hope. I think it'd be beneficial for the NCAA and for RIT if they're in Albany. 3 hours down. If they want to get people there, they want to cut down on cost, you put them in Albany.
Well, now we turn it over to ESPN2 as they'll take you the rest of the way. The RIT Tigers, there you see the final stats. Tonight, the Tigers getting it done. 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. And Cameron Burt, no doubt, what a game.
Cameron Burt, the guy is such a playmaker, always around the puck, laying the lumber. He is a dynamic dual player, dual threat, great kid, great player, deserved the MVP honors.
Sean Murphy back in the lineup this weekend after an injury. 2 goals tonight, both of them set up by Cameron Burt. And once again, Jared DeMichael just outstanding in goal. Now in this 10-game winning streak, 13 goals over the last 10 games.
He's been sensational. You know, last year he really just started to develop as a big-time goalie. This year he proved it, and that's the key going into the tournament, to have a senior goalie between the pipes. They could ride number 33.
The RIT Tigers with their first Atlantic Hockey Playoff Championship. They are going to the NCAA tournament, and the Frozen Four now within reach. Can you believe that? Just 2 wins away.
It's just so exciting. I mean, Wayne and his kids are 2 wins away from the Frozen Four. Just unbelievable. It's been an incredible ride that continues. Kudos to the Tigers.
And there you see the Tigers each taking a turn. This is, you know, I think Dan Ringwald said it best. You know, this is a team that really came together as a team.
They really did. This was their goal. This was the goal from the start of the season. This is where they wanted to be. They felt they had the makeup to win it and get to the NCAA tournament, and they played all season long. They were the best team during the regular season. They proved it this weekend in the tournament.
And you see Jared DeMichael bring it over to the side there, and there you're seeing the assistant coaches holding it up. And let's we roll the highlights here for you in this game. The RIT Tigers, John, 4-0 yesterday over Canisius, 6-1 today, and this season's not done.
It's called the Tiger Clinic the last 2 nights. Snap a 5-game losing streak here at the Blue Cross Arena. Now they're off to the NCAA tournament. Let it all hang out. Pressure's off. Pressure was getting into the tournament. Now you go out there and you have fun and try to get to the Frozen Four.
You know, Rochester, you always wanted to see a school of ours in the brackets. Now they are, the RIT Tigers. They've done it tonight. Wayne Wilson, everybody at RIT.
Just
congratulations.
Congratulations to Wayne, assistant coaches, the players, the administration. I tell you, Tigers made history tonight. Tigers made history, and it was great to be a part of it here tonight at the Blue Cross Arena.
For our statistician, Chuck Hinkle, and my partner, John DeTulio. What a ride it's been, Johnny.
Partner, good stuff.
Our director tonight, John Catalano. My name is Gene Battaglia. NCAAs are next. The Tigers are the champions of Atlantic hockey. 6-1 the final. Have a good night.
You're watching Time Warner Cable Sportsnet, Buffalo's sports network.